This episode is sponsored in part by the Book Exchange, where Mountaineers go since 1934.
Recorded live in Morgantown, West by God, Virginia, and across the world, with your hosts, Kevin Jones, Deshaun Butler, John Flowers, and our lovely co-host, Ashley. This is the Final Fourcast podcast.
What an idiot.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Final Fourcast with me, your boy Jay Flow, super real estate agent in the making, you know, super GM for Best Virginia, president, CEO of J Flow Entertainment, John Flowers, you know. Got my guy Deshaun Butler with me.
Euro.
The Butler did it. Little Kobe. Oh, congrats on getting your masters too, man.
Yay!
Congrats, Lay. It's big time.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it much, man.
Got Kevin Jones with me, Mr. Tokyo, Sumo.
What up?
Getting a little sauced up right now over there, huh?
Nope. I don't know what you're talking about.
KJ has a cup.
This is tea. This is
What's in
tea
your
right
cup?
here. This is
Doesn't
tea.
I have no tea bags there.
Long Island iced tea. That is.
We know.
Nah, I'm just,
We
nah,
know.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
And
people.
our lovely co-host, Ashley,
That's me,
with the glasses on today.
to make me look smarter.
Studio. What you say, KJ?
Huh? I'm sorry. I coughed.
And super producer Dave is here, who has not been so super lately, but he's been doing a great job.
Guess he's not going to
Anyways,
talk.
what's going on, everybody?
Not much.
Nothing, man. I get to come back home Thursday, so that's exciting for me.
Yay!
After 9-10 long months, get to come back home. So I'm
How was
excited
your
about
season? How would you sum up your season overall?
that. Tough, man. We had a lot of injuries. We had like 3 COVID stops where some of my teammates caught COVID, so we had to stop for like 2 weeks at a time. So a lot of that messed up our rhythm. So I don't think we reached our full potential as a team. So we didn't end up making the playoffs. So and that sucked. Which like this is like perennial top team in Japan. So you know that was kind of disappointing, but it is what it is.
You talking about going back next year or not?
Yeah, I think they want me back. I played well like individually. So you know, gotta see what's out there and compare and go from there.
Are you gonna up the price to 1.5 million, or are you sticking with the 1.2?
No, I'm gonna stick with the 50,000 that they're giving me now. So I think that's the minimum wage that they're giving me now. I think that's good enough for me.
50,000 every 2 weeks, bi-weekly. Is that what you
No, bi-yearly. That's what I'm talking about. Nah, but I like it here. Go ahead. My bad.
Deshaun Butler, you know, got his masters. Big step. That's congrats, man. I thought you been had your masters when you was the GA or whatever, but
Nah, it was a 2-year program, so I only went for 1 year. So I was able to go back after I decided to stop playing. Had some free time.
that's what's up. Can I ask you a question? Did you have to pay for that?
Yeah.
That's disgusting. I'm sick
Yeah,
of
like
mine.
you gave so much to that team and the university. You think they would at least like let you get your masters for free?
I got enough, so it wasn't too big a deal. It wasn't that big a deal, honestly. I got enough, so I'm
You
not
got
tripping.
enough.
I got enough. I don't need anything else from the university. I've just finished paying for school. I got my master's. I'm happy, to tell you the truth. I don't need anything from the university extra. Like, I'm straight. But I will use the practice facility this summer. That'd be awesome. I will appreciate that.
Wait, you using a practice facility, so you making a comeback?
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just gotta stay in shape. I gotta demonstrate when I do
Oh,
things.
so
on the
you're
court
using
as well.
Wow.
So you're using the practice facility as your own private little membership gym.
Yeah, and obviously I'll be working out with players. So, like for example, I'll be working out with Need, or if you guys are working out during the summer. I said when you guys start working out this summer, I could possibly hop in there with you guys if you're willing to open the.
He not gonna
Open
stay
the
away
door
for
and let
long.
me stop on that. Huh?
John, I see it now, John. He's not staying away for too long. He coming
I
back.
Yeah,
don't
for
know.
sure.
He coming back. He
Oh no, no,
This
no,
is
no, no,
this
no.
is
he
what's
coming
going to
back,
happen.
bro.
Listen, this is
Coming
like
back,
my
bro.
I just had my first year of coaching, so like just seeing how everything works and how difficult it was to like not do what I was normal, like how I would want to do it. Like I did the best I could, but I couldn't like go and demonstrate too much because of the protocol and what we could do and what we weren't supposed to do on campus or on the floor with the players, which is strange, but like figuring everything out, like I know what I can do now. So I think being in better shape is just being healthy and being able to play still
I'm
whenever I
calling.
want to play. So
Yeah.
I'm calling bullshit. This is what's going to happen. This
I
is
said
what's
all
going
that.
to
He's like,
happen.
nah, I'm calling
None
bullshit.
of us was listening to any of that you was talking about. That
Exactly.
My
we were
bad.
not buying that.
Only thing I heard was yo.
Yeah, last thing you heard.
This
Yo.
this is what's going to happen. He's going to come into West Virginia practice. Someone's not going to show up for practice. So who's going to have to suit up? Deshaun Butler. So we can have 10. He's going to play 5-on-5
To the
with us.
rescue.
He's going to bust
We already
someone's
got, we already got
ass.
15. We got 15. We good. We don't
Nah.
need 16.
He's
Yeah.
going to
So we're
bust
good.
someone's ass, and then he's going to be like, "Yeah, I need to make a comeback today." That's what's
Not
gonna
even
happen.
close.
I'm not mad at
Not
it.
even close.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at your scenario either. It's fun. It's fun for me to run through my head at the house while I'm just sitting here chilling. But I'm not doing that. No.
You're the coach,
Thanks for giving me some imagination now.
and
I
and
needed
you're a
every
coach
bit of
now. And you're a coach now. So how long
So,
before
yeah.
you start charging us for workouts?
Oh no, that's I can't do that. I can't
Mm-hmm.
charge people for work. I can only work with the players that I'm supposed to work with. So-
I've been trying to learn this Deshaun Butler spin move for about 10 years now.
Don't
Don't
try.
waste
it.
your time.
Don't waste your time. It's not.
It's a move of the past. Don't
you
worry
can't-
about that.
You
It's a
can't
move of
do
the
it.
past. It does nothing for people these days.
I
You'd
tried.
be better off
You
working
cannot
out
do
with.
it.
You'd be better off working out with KJ and those guys.
Nah,
They
you
do
wouldn't.
The double
got-
step backs.
Nah, I got KJ's game package down, bro. KJ taught me to back out on the block, the little jump shot. I use that shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? KJ taught me that even though we were playing against each other. Deshaun wouldn't teach me his spin move or none of his patented moves because he thought
'Cause I have
we want
nothing.
to play against each other.
Listen,
And
Deshaun is the
Nope.
Michael Jordan.
Actually-
He's gonna keep his secrets to the
Nope.
grave. Like he's not gonna
There's no
he's not
secrets.
gonna he's not gonna
There's no
impact
secrets.
any of the youth. Anybody that comes to him for advice, he's not gonna give it to them. So
You can't
I'm
have
telling
that.
you
That's
right now.
patented. That's me.
Wor-
You can't
Yeah.
have that.
Words that a coach would love to hear. He's not going to impact you. Thank you. I'm telling you, Kevin. What were you saying again?
No, don't worry. I'm gonna ensure
No,
you
no.
come back to basketball. Don't worry. Definitely get you fired for sure.
Oh, man.
I
appreciate
you
you.
showing me your moves, KJ. We'll get to Deshaun soon.
Of course, man. I got you, bro.
Share some stuff. But yeah, speaking of TBT, we had a little TBT meeting last night, which me personally I think was a big waste of time.
No, it wasn't. It was not a waste of time.
I mean, we all got on the same page as far as that, but
I hate saying this all the time, bro. Like, it's just, I could see it from both sides of the scenario. And I feel like at certain parts it was a waste of time. But then for the most part, having the people that we had on, knowing that they're going to take somewhat ownership of the playing aspect, like the players part, as well as John working on the outsides with the staff. Like, it was good to see all the people that were going to take, like, you know, help take part in taking control of the situation if necessary. Like, help out, like, not let
For those-
people do crazy
All of us who
things.
don't know what you guys are talking about, because you said, you know, I can see both sides of the argument. What was the meeting about?
A lot of you not Ash. We just said this so we can let you know that you can't listen to what we was talking about.
Oh, is that what this
We're
is?
just literally teasing you. That I was just joking. Nah.
This is
Go ahead, Flo.
Okay. I
was
get
just teasing
nothing.
you,
Our
Ash.
listeners get
I mean,
nothing
for-
either.
For the record, I understand both sides of the argument as well. Well, one side of the argument is, I guess they don't want too many players on the team
Okay.
Yeah.
because they feel like it's hard to control all the egos and stuff that come along with it. Like, guys want to play, and guys, I mean, last to the defense too. Like the first time we played in TBT, guys were on the bench complaining about playing time and whatnot. You know what I mean? So I mean, so they say. But I think that's their argument. Day was that the total that
That was
side.
like one of it was the one. Yeah, basically it was really just based on the number and then keeping people happy so that they could play the game as comfortable as they can play. And
Right.
then the other side was more. I mean, the other side I completely agree with. It was more or less like you never know what's going to happen. You have like a good number of people, like 12 people, go just in case somebody gets hurt,
Right.
just in case whatever. Not to mention everybody does have something going on in the summer or something going on in West Virginia during the year, so it'd be good for them to, you know, be a part of this. And certain people already agreed to do things to like help that situation move forward. So it was we understood it, but at the same time, the other side was basically saying like
My side.
everybody is put. Yeah, that you're no, you were the side I just explained. Yeah,
Yeah.
that side right there. Like it was like
See,
that
My
side was
side.
right. It's
Hold
not
up,
like
KJ.
it's not like it
go
wasn't a
ahead, my bad.
negative thing from that side. It was just more or less when we were looking at it in comparison. It's just we thought the same thing the last time where we had a certain amount of people, even guys dropped out. We had a
Hmm.
certain amount of people that would play, like they were just going to play, and the way the positions were, some people might not play as much or at all, depending on how well certain guys are playing, and they knew that going in as well. And when we went there, whether it be there was one time like what John brought up with somebody playing like 2 seconds or something like that. I I get it, but it is part of basketball. Sometimes you're going to be in the game for a little bit of time, and it's going to be upsetting. Now, imagine we were in Virginia in the middle with our fans there, but granted, we like that's not an environment that's ours.
Hmm.
Imagine being in that environment and you want to play, and everybody is around you that not everybody that you know, but basically this is where you went to college, not went to college, but you're the state's watching you, like basically.
Right. I
You're a
get
little bit
that, but
closer
like,
to, so you would expect everybody to say, all right, cool, like we're here for one reason, one goal, one this. But
right.
still, even then, that summer, that shit still crept in. So it was just like
Mm.
Yeah.
it was
I
a
mean,
worry in some people's minds as well. So
let me break it down. So my side was basically like I wanted 12 people on the team, or more people on the team. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's West Virginia alumni, it's I want to show out to the state. I mean the world that we have the best alumni in the country. Everyone playing professional basketball overseas. You know what I mean? We're allowed to come back and use the facilities and all that stuff. I want to showcase that for the world, you know what I'm saying, on ESPN. That and you have to be prepared for every situation. The first year, we thought we were ready. You know, we had Joe Alexander who backed out. We had Tariq who backed out, didn't play. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what killed us because if Tariq could have played, then Jawan getting hurt wouldn't have hurt us so much.
Right.
So that
Exactly.
kind of killed us. And then Tavon got hurt as well. He hurt his ankle.
Hmm.
So we were shorthanded at the point guard position. So my thing is just be prepared for every little thing. Every situation that could happen, be prepared for it.
I would agree. I totally agree with you. And at the end of the day, it's about winning,
Dang.
right? Like we want to get that bag, get that money. You know what I mean? And be the champions. And the only way you're going to get there is to be, like John said, over prepared. But then again, I'm not a basketball player, so I don't know if my thought process is wrong
But
or
I
right. You
understand
know?
from the coach's side, they don't want to have to deal with. You don't want to look down the bench and look at someone pouting and crying and doing all that other stuff. But I was just like, who gives a fuck? Like we're grown. Like let them cry, and then after the game, we'll just tell them like, we don't need that. You're gone. But
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
KJ and Day, of course, they have to be difficult and just go against everything I say as a GM. And it just took for an hour and a half long conversation.
So are you guys concerned with the egos and the people that are going to get their feelings hurt by not
You,
playing so
you,
much?
you always got to be concerned with the egos, in my
egos.
opinion, because what is not being said is that we're not in the same position as everyone was when we were in college. Everybody's
Yeah.
professionals now. Everybody's playing for money. Like we have egos, no matter how big or small they may be. We all have egos at some point. So, and it's not a bad thing. Like, you know what I mean? I can't blame somebody for coming in. Like they want to do their best. They want to showcase what they can do. For me, it was all about like not having too much of the same player, and then also having cohesion. Because if you look in the TBT tournament, of course, a lot of teams have talent, But the most talented teams don't win the TBT tournament. Like, I mean, overseas elite, you can say they have the most talent, but I think I've seen players that are more talented, teams that are more talented. It's just TBT has the better cohesion as a team, I think. And that's also because they play, like, pretty much the core players have played, like, all the games. So that comes with that too. But I think for me, it's more like cohesion is more than just talent. And I think if you get the right amount of players and the right fit, I think that'll beat talent, especially in a one game. It's not like a whole season. It's a one game elimination.
Right.
So you gotta have cohesion. We don't have time to figure it out. We have to figure it out on the spot. So that was my biggest thing. But John has points too. Like, I also want people to see what we can do as an alumni, and we have talent. We could beat anybody with our talent. It's just having the right pieces. That's what I think.
These are all valid points and an interesting conversation.
And not
So
to mention-
what is the minimum and what is the max? I know, John, you told me there is
You
no
have as
max,
many.
right?
Yeah, as I
You can
said,
have
there is
as
no
many as you want.
max. Yeah.
What's the average, though, as far as like the other teams are concerned in the TBT? Do we even know that answer?
40 people? I'm saying that.
I mean, I would just think people would just be happy to be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? Being in West Virginia, and people just want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? And who am I to be like, nah, you can't be a part of it? But I'm aware though, like there are egos. Like, if it was up to me, I would just add every single last alumni still playing. But unfortunately, you can't go down like that. But and then not to mention about the meeting, Dave, super producer Dave, showed up late, and then we had to make our own little Zoom meeting chat because Dave wasn't there. So everyone was already pissed about that. So it was just a hostile environment that we were walking in.
Oh,
Yeah, that actually did. That definitely intensified things.
Yeah,
Because of
Dave is a
Dave.
real piece of work.
That's probably why John was yelling.
Yeah.
Everyone, I had to apologize for yelling.
That's what it came down to.
But everyone was
We
looking
didn't
for
mean it.
Dave. Dave set up the Zoom meeting, sent out the link, and then time to come for the meeting, and he's nowhere to be found. So we were looking for him. And everyone was pissed.
Saying goodbye to my mother because I'm not going to see her for a month. I'm going overseas. Thank you, though.
Dave was pretty much the catalyst for everything that went wrong in the conversation.
I'll allow
it.
But West Virginia fans, let us know what you think, man. Write me or Deshaun. Write Deshaun actually on.
Don't
Instagram
write me
or
shit.
Twitter.
why not? Why not?
We should let the
Why not?
fans decide who they want to play.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see.
That
That'd
would
be interesting
awesome
to see, bro.
That's a hell of a
Why?
poll.
So
Why don't
they
you do
they
that?
can say Pit Snoggle. Like, come on, you know what they're gonna say. Bro.
No, we don't know.
still.
I'm interested
We
to
don't know what they're
see.
gonna say.
I've
I don't
seen
know that.
this. Dave
You haven't seen
has witnessed this. Like, they just say anything.
Dave, put up a vote. Who the fans
Please.
want to see like come back and see who
Yeah.
they put up. I'm interested.
awesome.
Even if we don't do it, I'm just interested.
There's a few players we're not asking back that make the list, and that's always awkward because they tag those players.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But
What if we give them a predetermined list? We'll make a list and say, who do you think should be?
Yeah, put a list of like 15 people together and then let them pick the top.
Jerry
the top.
West, Hot Rod.
He's not going to be on the list. He's not going to be on the list.
He's not on the. Yeah,
He's
we're
not gonna
making
be
the
on
list. We're making
the
the list.
list.
someone
I'm
said
pretty sure I heard Ash say
Hot
that
Rod
in a
Huntley.
second.
So,
He did make that hook shot though that one time. What was his score?
That one
Shit's the
guy.
loudest a gem has ever gotten. It's like, Jesus.
some say he won us that game. That's what some people say.
Yes, that's folklore. You like it?
Folklore.
Someone actually
It's an
suggested
urban
Cam
myth.
Thurman the other day.
Yeah, like, come on,
Thurman.
I don't have time. Cam Thurman weighs 500 pounds.
We're not gonna put him on. We're not gonna put him on the list. We're not gonna put him on the list.
500 pounds.
500 pounds. Though? That's ridiculous to say.
Shout out to Cam.
Cam Thurman.
Poor guy.
I got a serious question. Who's better? Who was better in the college days of West Virginia? Logan Rout or my guy Kevin Noreen?
That's see.
Yes, sir.
See, John. See,
Let
John.
Coach Day answer. He's a coach now. Let him answer.
I don't know. I really don't know who to pick. It's gonna be a fight for sure.
It's gonna be a fight.
It's gonna be a fight. Listen,
Yeah, 'cause
Kev.
both of them foul. Both of them foul. Both of them play hard as hell. Like they play with their bodies. Like they're like bruisers who get bruised. So they're just gonna like beat each other up, bro. So I can only if you threw Cam in there, that'd be like one of the worst, like one of those like muscle bound basketball games, like where you just play post to post, like
Yo, imagine
hurling their bodies into each other for buckets. Like
imagine that 1-on-1 game, Kev Thurman versus
King
Logan
of the
versus,
Hill, foul
versus
line
Kev
in,
Noreen.
foul line in. It'll be
Foul
like one
line,
of the. It'll be a juggernaut fest.
Yeah,
like.
someone's gonna have a bloody nose at the end of the day.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, Kev Noreen is the hardest working person I've ever seen in basketball. Like literally, he never left the gym. Like he was always in there. I thought I work hard. That dude is different. Yeah, for real, Kev. Yeah, you did. He was a freshman when you were a senior. You was on the team.
What was he doing in there?
What do you mean?
What was Kevin Marine doing?
Hooks.
Getting up
Yeah, just getting up shot,
Like,
left
bro.
hand, right hand, working on everything, bro. I'm telling you, like it's
I've never
crazy.
seen anybody. That is a good point, KJ.
I've never seen it before.
He
been a while.
holds like the
You're
record
right.
in Minnesota or something for in high school.
Yeah.
The man scored
the
like
most
4,000 points in high school.
Damn. Crazy.
I don't care
Also,
who you
though-
playing against. 4,000 points is exceptional. I don't care who you playing against. That's
Is
a
he
lot of
7
points.
foot?
Kevin
Cool.
Marine like 6'9".
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say
But-
more 8.
On the
More
contrary,
6'8".
though,
Okay, 6'8", 6'9".
But on the other side though, Logan, I don't know if y'all seen his highlight tape from this season.
Logan beasting. Logan
Yo,
beasting.
By the
We're
way,
talking about like
6'10".
you're talking about Noreen like when? Like you said in college,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
'Cause
and
if
I'm
I'm,
talking
like-
about college. Not
I was gonna
this
say
year.
because I was gonna say Logan's different. Like you just said, like he's different right now. It's like,
Logan-
that confidence. I'm saying he's different, bro. That confidence is a little bit something when you like go out there and you don't play, you don't do something as much, and then you go to college. I mean, you get out of college as a professional, and you go like you are basically not on your own, but like go ahead, figure it out within
Yeah.
this new scheme.
we
And
we
you out
say it-
there, he getting 20 and 10, like.
We say it all the time. Like after you leave that college system or whatever, like it seems like a lot of people get better offensively. Like Tavon Myers, Logan, myself.
I don't know. I think with Logan's scenario though is different though. Like he wasn't gonna play over those people that were in front of him at WU.
Yeah.
Like, and now he's in a situation where he can go out and play. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
so now like he's gonna go out there. He's gonna be out there for more minutes. He's gonna rebound, of course. Because if he doesn't, he's not gonna have a job. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna rebound, and if he's out there for a lot of the minutes, like he gets up. Like he gets a lot of offensive rebounds. He gets to the free throw
That's what I'm
line,
saying.
finishes so
So
his
based
spot is
on-
like unique.
based on his highlights, it looks like he can give some of those guys that he was playing behind a little bit of work now.
He could.
And my question has always been like, why not just develop that talent while you're in school and make them the best? Like, why do they have to wait until they leave school to become that type of player?
Is timing a little bit important too?
Yeah,
like-
timing is so important.
Timing's everything. Like I mean, obviously, like I don't know many coaches that would. My bad, Kev. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
So I don't know many coaches that won't play like purposely because of some weird shit. Like just won't play like better players. Like I feel like that you building the trust with a coach and like all that stuff applies to like why maybe he didn't play as much. And then not to mention the guys that were playing in front of him. Like wait, he was there when Sags was there.
Yeah.
Like he didn't do any of those things. Now, I'm not saying he could just because he didn't do those things he shouldn't play, but like maybe the trust wasn't there with him and Hugs or him and Coach Harrison or him and Coach Martin or whoever else on staff for them to like the trust wasn't there at that point in time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's always like cut and dry because you got infinitely better from where you got to your senior year to your freshman year. Like obviously. Would you gotten more game experience? Yeah, but like who knows? But the freedom to go play is different as opposed to like where you were in college. So that freedom is a little bit different.
I feel like we got to get rid of the notion that just because people are playing well now that they could have done that in college.
Yeah.
Because
why do we have to get rid of that?
Because I think that system works. If a system is tailored to you and your game, you're gonna excel at it.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't matter what you did in the past. If somebody gives you the ball and you have the talent to be like, all right, go get me 20 points, you're gonna do it. But if you're in a system that's not dictating that and you still get 20 points, I think that's more of a show of your talent than somebody telling you, here's the ball, give me 20 points. Because I feel like a lot of people can do that. If you just give somebody the keys to the car, they can drive it. But if somebody don't have the keys to the car and they still drive it no matter what they do, I feel like that's a real show of talent. And I feel like not a lot of people could have did that in college, no matter what they're doing now. And that's just my opinion.
Certain people do excel. Like certain people do.
I'm not talking. This is not for everybody. I'm just saying certain people.
I think of Coach Beilon's scenario. Like I think that if Coach Beilon stayed for 4 years, would Johnny West and Bird and these guys played a lot more? Yeah. What would that have done for them? Like they would have excelled in that system tremendously. Mm-hmm. Small again, all these. Like what would that have done for their careers too? Like it's just like, just because, you know, to Kevin's point, like I feel like systems do kind of, you know, display players in a certain way. It doesn't mean that you could have killed in college, like under this person, maybe not, maybe someone else, yeah, maybe someone else's system, maybe, yeah. But what you are in now was nothing like what you were in college, so you can't even compare the two. Not to mention you were still growing as a player, so it kind of like it almost like you backhand the shit you've been doing because it's almost like you've been saying like, oh, I've been like this, and it's not. No, it's not.
And that's not the case. It's not the case for any of us, though.
For any of us, like any one of us, like.
As far as the system standpoint, though, you have to remember that there were rules in place such as don't shoot the fucking ball unless it's 5 seconds on the clock, X, Y, Z in the third.
That's a part of it, though. That's a part of it.
That's a part of it.
That is not.
No.
For some people, it is.
That got implemented into the system. Bro. I mean, it happened.
It was
part of the system.
Everybody has a role. Everybody has a role, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone has
a role within the system.
Exactly, which is part of the system.
Within the system, which is part of the system.
No.
Part of the system.
No.
That doesn't make sense because the rule doesn't apply to everybody, so it doesn't. That doesn't make sense.
It's a part of this.
All rules don't apply to everybody, though.
All rules don't apply to everybody. Exactly. What are you talking about?
Like,
when it comes to team sports, but that's what we're saying.
All rules don't apply to everybody in general.
So that's what I'm saying. Like if he didn't have that rule for everybody, he treated everybody the same. That person have excelled differently in his way.
We don't know that, and that was my point, is that you can't just assume that they would just because the rules wouldn't apply to you. That's my point, is that you can't assume that just because you would give the same freedom that I got in college that you would do the same thing. You can't assume that.
Okay.
You can't assume that.
But the first year out and you get the freedom that you could have had in college, you succeed. It's not making sense.
You know how much growth you do as a player
time to do that
from that time. No, game wise, I've gotten way better game wise than I was in college.
That is true.
Me personally, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it happens. You learn more shit.
Your game has changed tremendously from the time you were a senior or even a freshman. To count like that, it's like night and day to what you were when you first came out of college.
You're around different coaches. You learn different styles of play. Like it just happens naturally.
I'm talking about as a player, not
player.
Your skill and shit. Like you worked on this stuff like when you were in college, and same with Kevin. Like we all did. But like as a player, you were completely different. So. Like I remember, like friggin' Kevin would turn the ball over all the damn time.
Facts.
Like all the time, to the point where like coach would rip Kevin all the time about this shit.
That's a fact.
Kevin, I've probably watched. I've played against Kevin. Kevin rarely fucking fucks up in games, like ever.
Because he's learned. He's progressed.
He's learned over time, like to like take care of the ball and to do things.
Right.
John used to travel every time he touched the ball, bro. John would do this like this jab. He would do this like jab. And the funny thing was, like, if he had got the footwork right, he would have been fine to get to like jab crosses and all that stuff. But John was just like traveling at first.
Mm-hmm.
By the time that shit was gone his senior year. Gone.
You know what's crazy about this? You could apply this to just about any type of job and or career, right?
Yeah.
Like me as like a public speaker, as a broadcaster. Like if you heard my earlier shit, like hell no. Like, but you progress as you get older. You learn more. The more you practice something and do something, the better you're gonna get.
It's natural.
Do I think that his I feel like Kevin, John, our skills got better, obviously skill wise, because we're working on our game as we as we went through college as you go through your professional careers. But I kind of feel like your game definitely grew. Like everyone's game grew as they got older. Like to think that I would, if I walked in as a freshman, and for example, I didn't play as much, and I was just going through the fucking motions, just not playing and just backing up and helping little by little. Like, do I think my game was good enough to just be a pro right there and just go from there? No. Like, I think I definitely grew, and you guys' game would do the same. So like, it's kind of hard to even, assume that that's the case.
I get what you're saying though too, John, that if somebody did get the same opportunity, maybe they would, their college career may have been a little bit different. But all I'm saying is that you can't just assume that just because you give somebody the key to do something that they're gonna automatically do it. Because you also got to have talent with that to go with that. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
My thing was it wasn't an assumption. It was based on what people do after they leave that situation.
No, but it is an assumption because you're assuming that they would do that in college.
You're assuming that changed. So it's not assuming that they won't be good professional players. Of course, you guys got a professional job, and then you've kept professional job after professional job. So we're not questioning pro. You're assuming that the other stuff would have been different. And not to mention, the focus shouldn't even be worried about the past anyway.
Yeah, that's not. But to wrap up the TBT talk,
that's what it says.
We added Sags, Sagaba Kanate.
Yay! Everyone's really excited about that. By the way,
man,
Sags.
Very excited.
You would assume everyone would be really excited about it. I was thrilled about it when they say he's coming to play. Deshaun, how'd you feel as a coach?
Shit, Sags blocks everything. So
right?
I was happy.
He makes everybody's job easier, bro. That's a fact.
Yeah, KJ was happy.
I'm definitely happy. That's the one. That's who I was trying to get. That's who John was trying to get me to get. He was almost there.
John's trying to get you to play center.
Yeah, John trying to get me to play 30 minutes at center. If it was up to him.
This is when the turmoil started though, Ash. Like after that signing, texting the coaches group chat. XYZ in the third, what's going on? I'm like, all right, whatever. Wave it off.
Why would somebody have a problem with Sags being on the team?
Clue.
Nobody had a problem. Nobody literally.
No one has a problem.
I don't remember anybody saying that they had a problem with Sags.
No one had a problem with Sags.
It was in the coaches group chat, bro. Maybe I'm saying too much information. We need to get a Patreon for this so we can get the behind the scenes so people can sign up for this. But I'll get this one out for free. You know what I mean? But yeah, and the coaches group chat just went kind of crazy there. Like, what's going on? I'm like, yo, what's the problem?
Yeah.
This sounds terrible, but I have been absent in the coaches group chat because of disagreements with certain things. That with John knows what I'm talking about. Like I feel like we can use a lot more people than we want to use, but I understand certain other points as well. We need to meet in the middle somewhere, though. Well, I think we found a good suggestion.
We did, but then Ash, after that, settles down a little bit. We signed John Holton, who to me is a great addition. The Dennis Rodman of the tournament, very slept on player. People sleep on this guy. He's a hard worker, brings a lot of energy. You know what I mean? Like he could be the X factor for a team. You know what I mean?
For sure.
What do you think about that signing?
I like John. Like I've been talking to John all year. Like I'm a big fan of Sponge. I just like one of my things with Sponge is like if we could keep everybody here, that'd be good. But as long as everybody's understanding that we all can't play minutes like crazy minutes, and John has carved himself out a great career as a professional, and not to mention he played in the tournament with another team and just did absolutely great. So it's just like one of those scenarios where we got to like, how many people did we get to?
12.
John signing was
Right.
that was 9 actually.
Well, I was about to say he was early, yeah.
Yeah.
So like hearing about Sponge, like we had Sponge last year, so
Yeah.
I was like, I can't wait. like John brings energy, bro.
Yeah, even
and he's a good dude.
even last year, I was excited about like just seeing the energy he brought in and the practices we had before everything happened. Like I'm excited about John too. Like my whole thing is that I just want to make sure that everybody has the same goal in mind, which I do think that, because we don't have no assholes on the team. Let's be for real. But at the same time, you can't fault guys for wanting to shine in this kind of environment. Like it happens. So we just gotta we can't just totally dismiss that. Like people just not gonna want to shine in this kind of environment. That's all I was saying in the chat or whatever.
So then after that signing in the coaches group chat, it's just like all hell broke loose. Basically, like we have to have a Zoom meeting. We had the Zoom meeting for an hour and a half, and then everyone decided just to keep shit the way it was. It's just a waste of fucking time.
Wow.
First of all, I didn't even know who all was on the team. So
Exactly.
I'm glad we
I-
had to, because I didn't know who was all on the team. So
Yeah,
Does
I
it
thought
matter?
I didn't know what our meeting was about to tell you.
it
the
doesn't
truth,
matter, but I would like to
was-
know. I would
For the very first
like
time.
to know. Yes, I would like to know.
Day as a coach though, I just want to know, like, you got a team, right? You assemble a team, you get your recruits or whatever. Let's just say it's a tournament for the weekend. Someone's crying about not getting playing time. How do you respond to that
I
as a coach?
mean, I probably address it, and chances are they wouldn't play unless, like, I mean, if it was like one of those things that's like a pour out into the team, like a scene. Like you've seen players make scenes before. If it's something like that, I mean, that's a detriment to the team. You're not playing. And if you are going to continue to like do it, you won't be on the team. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I mean, that's because we played in scenarios like this before, though. Like, you can play like as players, like you know, like, how can I put it? You know that you won't let anybody control your emotions or your actions. Like when you upset, you're upset for a reason. You don't let someone else getting upset get you upset. So it's like a different mindset. But also, I've seen people before who don't have anything. Like misery loves company on any team, bro. Like it finds its way on any team in a sense. So like if someone wasn't playing, which was I know some of the conversation we had, when someone's not playing and they're angry, they're gonna find someone else that's not playing and angry on the team. It doesn't matter if it's a day, if it's a month, whatever. Like they're gonna find the other person and find a way to show like, yo, like I'm angry, I'm not happy, I'm not happy, I'm not playing. So, and that happened before. So that was like the biggest scare, I guess, and the biggest complaint from most of the people. Like most of the people that was on that one side. And John even went out his way, was like, listen, like just keep it simple. Like we're all grown men. Like if we're all grown men, so like at the end of the day, if you want to complain and cry, like you're not going to be here, which I think is perfect, because then it just, at the end of the day, we all sign like verbal agreements, and it's not signing anything really, but like it's a verbal agreement.
Right.
Like, bro, like if you want to complain and cry about minutes and the team feels like you holding us back, yo, you not on the team no more.
Exactly.
And we'll have a Joe Alexander meeting before the first
Oh,
practice.
gosh.
KJ
Yes,
will hold
yes,
that.
please. No, I'm bringing Joe Alexander as a guest speaker. So
Should have him on Zoom. I got something to
I got
say to you.
that was epic, bro. That was
So that's the kind of stories we could tell in the Patreon page. Whenever you set that up. Yeah, so can we just talk about how much of a shit show the first TBT practice was for us the first year?
I had fun.
I had fun too. Like I have fun. It was weird, but it was fun, bro. Like that's
From I'm not gonna lie to you.
Alexander to Billy Hahn
Yeah,
to Jay West.
that's what made it weird.
Showing up late. on the
That's
first,
what made
We
it
had
weird.
no
the
structure.
first
Wow.
We had no structure.
First practice.
We had
That was a fun.
we had no structure
But
at
The
all.
basketball wasn't even the problem. That's what I was saying. It was more like as soon as the basketball stopped, that's when it became a problem.
But you know what was crazy though? It's always, I was thinking about this the other day. It's always someone fanning the flames, bro. Like we knew, all right, Jay West was gonna be late, but in the background you got certain people like, come on, let's start practice, let's go. Instead of just waiting,
Yeah, so they're making it
waiting
worse.
for the head coach to come, and then he had a schedule going. You know what I'm saying? He's late. We get that. But
Yeah.
what are we rushing for? It's just some people I'm starting to realize. You know what I mean? Like.
It's what you call a pot stirrer.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize. Well, I've been known that, but it's starting
Wait.
to piss me off a little bit.
But you're ready to have 20 people on the team.
I'm
so
12.
12.
I would rather have 20 people.
20.
Casey Mitchell on the team.
Yeah, I know. He was talking about getting in shape and everything this summer, and then I heard you didn't answer the call. Oh, I don't know. Baby.
Yeah,
Hold on a
wow. You really upset his grandma. His grandma was looking forward to this, and you really upset. And you really
you
upset
gotta
her.
bring her up.
So I hope you can live with yourself, John. After that,
You're gonna make me do something drastic, AJ.
I don't know. I'm not making you do
Really,
anything. I'm just
Whatever
telling you the
get ready to
facts.
say you're gonna do, you was gonna do that shit anyway. So
Yeah, exactly. Like whatever he said, he did
Do
that
you want me
shit.
to edit in her sweet voicemail about how she loves you all and can't wait
Yeah.
to see you guys? And
Yes, please do.
Aw, poor John.
Yeah, I might sign him just cause. Fuck it. He's not gonna have an ego, right? He hasn't played in 10 years.
Yeah, nah, Casey. I don't think Casey will have
Casey
ego.
would come in and cook anybody for real. I think. We'll see though.
That's a fact.
We'll see. But for
Can we talk about we the only two people from the Final Four team that's playing on this team?
yeah, man, we getting old, man.
We the last.
Wow.
we the last ones, bro. It might be over next season. We might get overtaken.
Mike, y'all on y'all way out, boy.
Yeah, we
They
definitely.
they just literally they're waiting for y'all to get out of there so they can start pressing. They just being nice.
we
They
definitely.
being nice to y'all.
They
That's
gonna
all it is.
ice. They gonna ice us out, John, for sure. They icing
This
us.
season has been.
They planning it right
This
now.
season has been crazy. I was talking to KJ about that. Like this season just really got me ready to fucking retire, bro.
I'm sure it was exhausting this year with everything that has been going on and games canceled and then, playing longer because of that. And, I can't imagine
Trust
how
me.
you guys
Next
do
year
that.
it'll be. I'm sure next year it'll be different.
I was supposed
Like
to be
with,
out
all,
of
with everybody
Yeah,
being able to
this
go
year was
out,
tough.
it'll go right back to the way it's supposed to be, and unless something else pops up, I hope not. But like everything will go back to normal. I'm assuming, bro. And that's why I didn't want to play, to tell you the truth. That was like the last determining factor, bro. Like the way my season ended, and I was just locked in my apartment for like a month with nowhere to go. And obviously things have like eased up, but I just couldn't imagine just like playing a season in another country, just like locked in my apartment. I was just like, nah, that broke me my last month. I was like, yeah, I'm done.
I'm supposed to be home right now. My flight home originally was May 5th. I'm supposed to be at home, and now I can't come home till like June 25th.
Are you kidding me? That
Are you
much
serious?
longer?
Yeah, it sucks.
For what? That's just.
Make sure you stay
I'm
in
sorry.
the gym.
They extended
One
the league.
One of my teammates caught Rona,
Oof.
so I had to be here 2 extra weeks.
Dang, dude.
Poor KJ.
Jesus.
I know, right?
2 weeks.
Dang, y'all talking about John?
2 weeks in Tokyo.
In a penthouse.
John's got a month and 20 days.
In quarantine.
Ain't that a-
In quarantine. Don't forget
In
that.
house.
You got a Picasso in your house.
In quarantine, I can't go anywhere, guys. Don't forget that.
Ooh.
That's going
It really
overlooked.
messed up my summer plans as far as like getting home, taking my real estate test, and getting that out the way, and
Yeah.
all that other stuff. So it's gonna be a busy summer, quick summer, short summer too. So who knows, man? But I was
Yeah,
really
'cause
thinking
then
about hanging out.
When do you normally leave to play? You know what I mean? August,
Like
right?
August. Yeah.
So basically, yeah, you won't even be home for 2 whole months before you have to go back.
Yeah, but I mean that's what shit. Deep playoff runs and stuff like that. Like those dudes do. Like they get like late in the seasons. I mean they usually come back like mid to late June anyway, and
Oh.
turn back around. So yeah, bro. That season next year, like wherever, as long as this Corona shit start to slow down, next season will be great. It'll go back to normal. I assume quick if people get those vaccines, and then I guess like whatever.
Yes, get
And do that, so
vaccinated. Everybody
whatever.
get
Yeah.
vaccinated.
I already did. So
Good job.
Yeah, that surprised me too. A lot of the guys on the team are vaccinated. You, Wani, KJ is getting vaccinated.
I'm not gonna lie. The only reason I got vaccinated is because I saw they vaccinated LeBron, and I was like, they gonna kill Bron.
They go-
I mean,
Ain't
They gonna
nobody
kill
dying.
Bron,
they don't
Nobody's
care.
safe.
Nobody's safe for real. They're gonna get rid of LeBron, you know, man.
Here's the thing. We should have known from the jump that there was obviously nothing wrong with this vaccine because the first people that got the vaccines were politicians, doctors, and nurses. Do you really think they're going to sacrifice those three groups? That ain't going to happen. It'd be different if they're like, we need the poor people to take this first. Then I would be suspect.
If you love to show your WVU school spirit with the latest fashion and styles, and with a wide selection of WV merch, check out the Book Exchange at bookexchangewv.com or in store on the downtown and Evansdale campuses in Morgantown. Save 25% off your order with promo code BX4 Final Four.
I do have something fun for us to kind of talk about if you guys want to.
Go ahead.
Because Dave sent me this the other day, and I thought it was kind of funny. I'm going to send it to you guys, too. This list of animals, okay? Which of the following animals, if any, do you think you could beat in a fight if you were unarmed? Let me just tell you that 6% of the people polled said that they could take on a grizzly bear unarmed, which is insane. But the animals are a rat, a house cat, a goose, a medium-sized dog, eagle, a large dog, chimpanzee, king cobra, kangaroo, wolf, crocodile, gorilla, elephant, lion, or a grizzly bear. Now, on this list, which are the highest ones do you think that you could actually beat in a fight unarmed?
Start from the top.
Listen, kangaroo.
Mid-sized dog.
A
That's
kangaroo.
why I stopped that.
It's six
a long list.
feet at its height.
Yes.
And strong as short and muscular.
You're not beating
a kangaroo
anything other than a
one-on-one.
rat and a medium dog and a big dog, possibly, depending on what kind of big dog it is.
An eagle though.
You're not
eagle.
beating. You're not beating an eagle. You're not beating any of these things. Like not by hand. You're not beating an eagle by hand.
Why not?
It's
30%
literally gonna
of
fly
those
and it
polled.
just gouge your damn eye. Those things, like those talons, they don't even.
Oh, do they have that claw that?
They have
Yeah.
three of
I
them.
could do the
It's three.
Look at a kangaroo. A kangaroo is a whole man. Is a whole man out here.
Exactly. That's a human being body that's made.
This
to
is
fight.
a human
But
being.
hold up, though.
made to fight.
When I think about this situation, I'm thinking, all right, it's a life or death situation. If
Yeah.
you lock
Yes.
me in a room and say I'm dying from a kangaroo, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of that kangaroo.
Nah, you
Nah,
gonna
I'm
lose,
not
bro.
dying by a kangaroo. Think
Yeah,
about
you
that. You
lose.
get to heaven and be like, oh, what happened? You
Nah,
got beat
because
up
it's
by
not.
a
It's not.
kangaroo.
You think the kangaroo? You think the kangaroo fighting like you fight? Like it's gonna be a
Yeah,
it
right?
ain't gonna be a
That
box.
nigga
It's
gonna
gonna
kick you right in your
It's gonna
chest.
It's gonna be all over the place. And it's
know
a
what-
Do they
wild
like to
animal.
box? So they'll
Nah,
punch
they-
you hard.
Yeah, bro.
Kangaroos,
Like
kangaroos sit up on their tail and they claw you with their little.
nah,
their
that's
feet.
a cartoon.
Listen, their little feet.
Nah, they-
No, kangaroos.
Biggin.
Kangaroos sit in a lake,
Right.
right? And they just sit in the lake until something comes close to them and they drown it.
Not in the lake.
Like they sit in the lake and they drown it.
John.
No, but I'm just saying.
He'll
I'm just
stomp on you
saying
and
what
he'll
it
never
does
let
to
go.
other people.
I'm gonna try to jump on
Yeah,
his
just
back
like-
and choke it out. That's what
You gonna
I'm
try to jump on this kangaroo back?
This is not fucking.
Nah.
This is not. What's the
What's that,
kangaroo
Kangaroo
from
Jack?
Winnie the Pooh?
Oh yeah.
Hold on though. There is a video though of a dude beating up a kangaroo. He stole the shit out of the kangaroo. I know y'all saw it.
So now we're
when he
talking
had
about
his dog.
He getting beat up.
When he had his
telling you,
dog, he
the best
smacked
you
the
can-
shit out the kangaroo.
The best you can do.
Yeah, he did though. He did.
The best you
He
can do is
did.
that dog,
Ash, go
large
back
dog,
and
mid-sized dog, and a rat. That's all y'all
What'd you
got.
say?
He ran
Go
though.
back down. Go down the list, Ash.
Okay.
You want to hear
So,
that?
Listen,
First-
hold on.
first
Can we
is-
talk about how
Rat, right? Everyone thinks anybody could beat a rat, right? That's not a difficult
a
one.
rat is big as
Yeah, rats.
Go
are-
from
Yeah, but
top-
72%
All right, go
of
ahead.
people said they could kill it. So
Go
yeah.
from top
He said
to
go
bottom.
from top down.
Oh, you mean the biggest to the
Yeah,
smallest?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Grizzly bear is the top of the list, obviously.
No chance.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. A lion,
No chance.
elephant,
No chance.
No.
Hell no, you're not beating an
I don't know why that's
elephant.
not the top.
That should be top of the list.
I know, I agree, but it's not.
No
What?
chance.
Gorilla,
No chance.
Nah.
No.
crocodile,
No chance.
No.
wolf.
Actually, scratch that. Go
You
back,
might
go
be-
back
you
to
might
the
be able to beat
crocodile
the
one.
wolf.
Hold on a second, because
Okay.
it's,
Why is wolf?
which one's
above
bigger?
crocodile?
Is crocodiles are the smaller ones, correct?
No, crocodile's the bigger one. An alligator is smaller than a
smaller.
crocodile.
Alligator is
Yeah,
small.
Nah, scratch that. Then. Never mind.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, so then next is
It all
wolf.
depends on where y'all fighting them at too.
True.
It
Are we on
depends
their
on where we
turf or
fighting
they
them
on
at.
us? Like, you
I
know.
mean,
Yeah.
shit, I don't see any of these things we just named that can't fuck shit up.
I
On
wouldn't
land
Nah,
touch
too.
any of
crocodile,
On land
these.
too. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
because that shit get a hold of you and they do that little
Crocodiles.
spin.
Yeah.
It's a done
Yep.
deal.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
Exactly.
crocodile, yeah, it might be over.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
might
wouldn't
be
even
over
fuck with a wolf because
yeah.
remember, you are unarmed.
Like, yeah,
You don't have a
unarmed, just
weapon.
hand to hand.
No weapon.
Like,
I think I
Yeah.
could
I'm
be
not fighting a
wolf.
wolf. Nah, I'm not.
You think you
fighting
could beat a
wolf?
wolf?
Yeah, life or
I'll
death
fight that
situation.
dog.
I'm gonna try to choke the shit out that motherfucker. You grab a dog and you choke
Nah,
the shit.
that's different. Check this shit.
Wolves
That's
are
terrible.
fucking dangerous, dude.
Wolves as opposed to
They're
a
huge.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next on the
Life-
list
life or
is
death.
kangaroo.
Nah.
Not beating a kangaroo. I don't care where
Why
you
y'all
at.
get
John
this
seems to think he can
kangaroo?
take it.
No, I'm saying, would I fight a kangaroo for my life? Yes, but do I think I'm gonna just pick him? Like, no, I choose you to fight. No, I'm not. No.
Bro, this shit is your height. It's your height.
What does that mean? It can't move like it's not as
Nah, these things
can't
can
move
go,
like
bro.
I move though.
The way I seen, they messed up. They
Oh,
messed
we got
up
a
the-
You
video?
tripping.
I'm telling
Is
you,
this dude really gonna
it's
pick a
probably
fight
a
with
dude
a
that's gonna pick
kangaroo?
a fight. He has his dog. That's
Oh,
why-
it's got a
that's
dog.
Look how. Listen,
it's got-
the dog isn't even moving. The dog's nose is
Oh, no, he's
over.
got- oh my-
So it's not even trying to move.
Dang, he got a hold of that dog.
Stole his
Whoa!
dumbass. Fuck you
Whoa!
talking about?
They
Is he really talking to that
And you
kangaroo
see-
like he's
and-
a man?
and you see he walked away though.
He ain't walk away. He
If
squared
the
up.
kangaroo really want the kangaroo didn't want problems. It wanted the dog.
Yeah.
It didn't even want him.
I
That
think
was crazy.
I think,
If it wanted him, it's over.
first of all, the list.
You see him? Do you see him like flex up? He was like, like I'm gonna kick the shit out of you.
Kangaroo brolic as shit.
That's
Kangaroo
wild.
brolic as shit.
Okay, so next is a king cobra.
I'm not fighting king cobra.
Are
Sober.
they poisonous?
Sober.
They're
It's over.
poisonous.
So
Yeah, damn right they are. And they're fucking fast. And they
Who?
strike
Who's
quick.
poisonous?
not fi-
King cobra.
King
Oh, I
cobra.
thought you said kangaroos. I was like, no.
No.
They got
Kangaroos are
everything. They
poisonous.
got everything. John, boy, that kangaroo had you in that headlock like Will Thomas said, never let you out. Never
That's All right, so no one's taking a king cobra? No?
Nah, that's no
I'm
point.
good. King
All right,
cobra.
next is chimpanzee.
I could take a chimpanzee. I feel
Oh
like.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
I can win that one.
smaller.
I can win that one.
They strong as shit.
I could take a
Nah, they
chimpanzee.
strong.
They are
yeah.
strong.
They are.
I'm gonna
But-
win that one.
I take a chimpanzee.
I think you could choke a chimpanzee. I think that's
What
possible.
are you saying? You
Yeah.
don't have to tell us how you do it, Ash. It's getting
Just say
it's
nothing. I
getting
would
dark.
know.
It's getting dark.
It's
So you can choke around. No, you can't. Don't choke
Just saying.
chimpanzees.
I think I could take it.
I wonder who the fuck could beat a grizzly bear. What makes
That's what I'm saying. 6%
It's
of
no-
people that were
it's
polled
Hercules.
said that they
Like,
could
no.
beat a grizzly bear.
Who's voting, idiot?
You're
No
crazy.
one's beating-
Like what?
No
No,
one's
Mike
beating
Tyson
it.
tried to beat a gorilla, fight a gorilla, right?
Didn't he fight a shark not that long ago?
Yeah,
A
I
shark?
think I
Pretty
saw
sure,
something
right?
on TV about him doing that for like Shark Week, but
Yeah, for Shark Week.
nah.
I
don't
didn't
believe
see
that.
it, but
I didn't see it
you know.
either. I don't believe that. Not a real.
I think
fight.
it's
Think he
staged.
could beat a
for
gorilla?
sure. No.
Hell no.
Mike
Beat
Tyson.
him what?
Gorillas are
Like,
freaking buff, dude, and they are aggressive.
not to mention
Gorillas is like 5 times stronger
and
than
wait
us.
like three times more. Like,
Yes.
Hold up.
This
Gorilla
is
ain't
what they
weighing in
do.
with Mike
This
Tyson.
is
Like,
what they
Mike
do
Tyson
for a
ain't weighing in with that
living.
gorilla.
They
Hold up.
kill shit.
If they don't fight with like technique. So you think if you go in there with like a technique, you don't think you could come out on top?
Bruh, unless it's the Kamehameha
What
wave,
technique?
I don't know what you can do to stop.
What
like,
technique you gonna
literally-
do?
I'm pretty
He's-
sure a gorilla could take any punch you're gonna give it.
Like Mike Tyson is like 230 pounds. Like just gorilla's like 500. Like it ain't. That
Imagine
hand
a
ain't
gorilla
doing
just
nothing.
standing over you and just
like
pounding down
Mike Tyson can only block like 3 of
hands
them.
until you.
And so
Oh, so
it's
here's
over.
a question.
Yeah, it's over.
Okay, so behind curtain number 1, silverback gorilla. Behind curtain number 2, Mike Tyson. Behind curtain number 3, it's a mystery guest, but it's someone you know, and it could be anybody you know. What curtain are you taking? You got to fight him. Which one?
I'm taking Mike Tyson. I'm taking Mike Tyson.
I like the call.
Who's the mystery guest?
It could be anybody.
Man.
So that means if you chose that curtain, I could say it's your daughter, and you gotta fight to the death.
To the death.
You know, it's like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Tyson.
Yeah, I'm just take my ass over with Tyson. Fuck it.
Exactly.
But you gotta fight Tyson to the death.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take Tyson.
It's to the death. It's to the death.
Actually, no. I just can't have nobody pick somebody I love. So because then
I know that's why. Yeah, that's why I couldn't go to that curtain.
Fight Mike Tyson to the death.
Yeah.
What are we talking?
I'm with you.
I'm fighting Mike Tyson to the.
Well, here's the thing. There's no real rules on this one, so you could pick up a rock and try to.
Oh yeah, I'll fight Mike Tyson and pick up a rock.
Yeah, you can get innovative.
No weapon.
You give me a rock against Mike Tyson, I think I'll hold my own. I hold you.
Whatever you can get your hands on.
Just do not get touched.
But by the way, next on the list was a large dog, which I think most of us could
large
probably
dogs
take our
is getting
chances
taken
with
down.
that.
You punch a dog in the nose if you need to.
Yeah.
Be safe.
God,
See, Ash, look what you started. Now I'm fighting dogs. Get out the damn. Never mind.
I was gone for a minute, but I'm back with the jump off.
2000.
Well, it looks like we're all in agreement, though. Like
what did y'all
the
say?
animal. Oh, did you hear? Did you hear the 3 curtains question? I'm curious.
What did y'all say?
Yeah. I said Mike Tyson.
Okay.
I'm taking Mike Tyson. At least I might land a lucky punch on Mike Tyson.
True.
But the silverback gorilla, it don't matter what I do. I'm not more powerful than him.
I can't get up a tree quicker. I can't get around it. I can't run from him. There's nothing you can do.
No, it's over.
Pure dominance.
I mean, and the sad thing is, theoretically, the person that you could really fight to the death would be the person behind curtain number 3. But who wants to run the risk of their mother being in front of them and you have to kill them? No.
Never.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
You won this one too, Mom.
I'll take Mike.
Yeah, exactly. I think I would just lay there. Kill me. I can't do this. All right, so chimpanzee. I think we're all in agreement that we could all. Oh, actually, no, because John thinks he can take the kangaroo. So I guess John's going to be the highest on
John's
this.
got an extra one, yeah.
John's a fool.
There's an extra one.
John's a fool. You're not taking a kangaroo, bro.
Uphill battle right there, dog.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Crazy.
Yo, Day, you used to play in Israel, right?
Yes, sir.
Before, you was telling us how the rockets from the Gaza Strip used to come over and used to hear them or see them, and you was deep in that. And now today there's a big conflict going on. I spoke to Joe Alexander. He showed me a video from his building of rockets coming over. I remember you was explaining that defense system they have about how they stop 90% of rockets coming, but they're sending thousands of them now.
Yeah, stop. My bad. So, literally, they had this thing called I believe it's called the Iron Curtain or something like that. Iron Dome. There we go. Yeah. So they had an Iron Dome over there, and basically, like you said, they would shoot rockets over, and it would only be a few of them at a time. So it was easy for the dome to meet it with another rocket basically, and cancel it out. But yeah, man, that's a tough time to live in Israel. Last year we had similar scenarios. I was pretty close to the area where I was at in Beersheba, so you'd be asleep at night and you'd hear horns blaring through the town, letting you know yo, someone's shot rockets and one of them landed in town. So they have horns going on. The thing is you never know what's in those rockets per se. It's not nuclear weapons or anything like that. Thank goodness. It's it could be anything inside these freaking inside these missile things. So one time I think a bus got hit in Tel Aviv, and apparently when it hit, the bus blew up because the bus got hit, and a bunch of utensils came out of the rockets, and
oh wow, so they'll pack this thing with anything nails or whatever
and stuff like that, and whoever's near gets they get hurt and hit. So it's like,
And
yeah.
why would they want to hurt innocent people though? Like those people on this bus, they didn't do anything to you.
That's a lot of
Like,
it's a lot of pain involved in all that stuff over there, man, and years of
Centuries.
which compile up of years and years of just a lot of hatred and all that stuff. So
But I was
Are
just
these extremists that's doing this?
you just
Are these like
you don't
extremists, or is this like the
you
government?
don't know.
Or
It's just like you
what's going?
don't know
You don't know.
because
Hmm.
it could be anything, and people, you can speculate, but you just don't know like what it is or who it's from,
yeah,
and that's the problem with weapons anyway. So
I just thought it was interesting from a being an overseas basketball player perspective. I know they stopped the league over there. Like I saw a video, like in the middle of a game, they're telling like all the players like
to
get down, and all
yeah.
that stuff. And like it's just interesting from an overseas perspective. Like if those guys that are playing over there right now, they can't get flights home, and like this shit is crazy. To me, it is just insane. I don't know how you did it. They like rockets coming over. Like I see the videos. That shit looks insane.
Yeah, like fortunately, like my first year when I was with Jerusalem, it happened. I think it happened twice when I was out of town. So like that's when I was the most worried because my family was in Jerusalem. But none of the rockets made it toward that direction. So they were because no one's really touching the holy city, basically. So um, like that was probably the most worried I've been. Like I'm in Russia and I can't get to my family just in case something happens. But like
yeah.
last year, while that was happening, like man, two of the times, like thank goodness, but those rockets weren't near me. Like I was asleep. I slept through one of the horns, and like usually they tell you if you hear those things to like get to your because every house like they have a room. The way all the buildings work out, they have rooms like they have bomb shelter rooms in the apartments. So like it's this room that's like you get a 3 bedroom apartment. Like one of those bedrooms is a bomb shelter bedroom. So like if you hear these noises and things like that, you got to get to that room and just sleep there for the night because that's gonna be the thing that'll probably protect you more or less. And it's like, it's like one of those bomb shelters that it's like a straight like it's hard to explain. It's like it's all a straight line. So like downstairs, theirs is underneath mine. So it's like you know what I mean. Like it's like one of those type deals. So
Buildings
How do
all
you?
around it.
yeah, but everything else will fall around it except for the bomb shelter. I'm assuming. So.
So Day, like, how do you even prepare your mind to play in an environment like that where
Yeah.
something could pop off at any moment? Like, how do you prepare your mind for that exactly, and also bring your family over there? Like, how does that work?
Well, that's the thing. Like I was unaware of it.
Did the 1.6 million have anything to do with your decision?
Listen,
I'm sure I did.
Kevin, did you have a job over there that I didn't know about?
Nah, I don't know. It's talking about. I heard some stories.
Jeez, I didn't know you got that. Look at money. No, I wasn't too aware of. I was very ignorant about the issues over there. I didn't know too much about it. I have a habit of doing that. Like I just like going to places without looking into these places like an idiot. So I went and checked it out, and like everybody was I just didn't know too much about it, bro. Like, and then while you're in it, you can hear things from people in that country. Some stuff you agree with, some stuff you don't, and then it forces you to like look into it a little bit. Like I could possibly like go back and just like dive in everything, but I didn't do it. So I can't even give you an accurate feeling on that. Like it was just weird. Like I was definitely not involved. I didn't feel like I wasn't safe. People made sure I felt safe and my family felt safe. And I never really ran into any issues. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like one of those things that was happening, but it just didn't happen or affect anyone that I knew, really.
What's the fight really about? Why does Israel like keep Palestinians held down? For what reason? Do you know?
I can give my idea on it, but to tell you the truth, I really feel like this is just something that has something to do with power. It's like anything else. Like someone had land, someone's land was taken. Some people were kept from their land, and And then from that point on, I mean, it's been like that, and no one anywhere has stepped in to do anything about it. So, like I said, I don't know too much about everything. I don't know who did what first or what's going on. All I know is that it's been this stuff has been happening, and for a long time, and people are, I mean, they're accustomed to it over there. So it's like that was probably I would say was the weirdest thing though, Flo, was how accustomed they were to these things happening. Like if someone did something like this, like in the middle of DC, it'd be like just like kind of like how the insurrection was, where they're just like everybody's just like, yo, what is going on?
Right.
Like there, that's not the case. Like that happens all the time. Like when it started happening, and I was in Russia, and I was like, yo, like they sat all the Americans down. It was like, yo, calm down. This happens like all the time. Like explaining like why you shouldn't worry, and that they're gonna like shoot all the rockets out of the air and this and the third. And
as far as the rockets coming, they sat you down and explained that.
They explain, where they're coming from and where they think they're coming from, and not to worry about it because the Iron Dome catches all like 90% of all that stuff, and you know what I mean. Blah blah blah. So like
the Iron Dome is amazing. I don't know if did you see that? Have you seen that in person?
I saw the video. Like I've never seen an actual rocket. Like you hear it for sure, but like I've never actually seen it before. So like just to see the actual rocket go against like their missile, whatever the case may be, and I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that looks crazy. But shout out to our guy Taylor Braun, yo, he's over there right now.
Yeah, man.
He sent me a video from his apartment too. Like, rocket landed like right down the street from his shit. So,
what's crazy too, because Israel had launched a rocket at the Gaza Strip, and they hit a fucking hotel that held the Associated Press, Al Jazeera, and there was another. It was like basically the hotel where all the international media was staying at.
Yeah, so
apparently,
ask yourself that. Why do they want to kill end the press? They don't want people reporting on this stuff.
Well, I mean, but they gave them warning. They told them to get out, but they thought that the Hamas militants or whatever were like hiding out there. So that's why they bombed the building. But apparently, like governments all over the world are like, hold up there, Israel. Like everyone knows that, you don't attack foreign journalists. Like there are protected people in situations like this. And apparently Israel's getting some backlash over that.
You're tripping.
I just want to talk about it from a basketball standpoint, playing overseas. Everybody thinks that the overseas life is like KJ's life, like you're making multi-million. But nah, man, sometimes you got to worry about a rocket burning into your apartment.
Yeah, dude, better than me. I don't think I could handle that. Mentally, I don't think I could handle that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like what's going on right now with them. I mean, like in other countries, that every country has their thing that like is going on and what's going like something that's happening in their country, and you have to live. I remember John, like, bro, you say that now, and then I think back to when you were showing me those videos when was that Venezuela when you were there?
Venezuela, man, I was out there with him.
And I was
with the people.
Of course you were.
Yeah,
you weren't.
I was. They said
I don't want them to think that you're. I don't want them
you.
to think that you were like part of the problem, like as a rioter. Or
nah,
something.
He was out there.
No.
He wasn't outside at all. That's the problem. He wasn't outside at all.
Instigating the problem. So you weren't out there.
Out there. Y'all know me, man. When Bin Laden died, y'all know I'm good for a riot, man. I was out there.
I ain't gonna lie. John probably was out there. I don't know.
It was recorded.
Venezuela's a different monster.
And that's what I'm saying. Like every country has their issues. So like, it's just like maybe 2 years a country may be going through something, and those players will be there for that. Like, just like when we have our issues, and maybe those certain players from those other countries are playing here and living in Texas and seeing the issues that they have here or there, or living in whatever state. We all have our shit.
And that's the fact. Like everybody thinks the overseas life is so sweet. Like, oh yeah, you get to play in a different country for 9 to 10 months, but you're not exempt from anything that happens over there. Like you in the country, you a part of it.
Right.
So anything that happens over there, like you in it, whether you want to be or not. Some places they have like provisions for Americans, but for most part, if something happened, you there. So
It's like Joe Alexander can't even come home. We can't even get a flight out of Israel right now. Like, that's insane to me.
wow,
That you can't
That's
even
wild.
flee the situation.
Taylor told me that the airports were closed. Joe Alexander, I think Joe Alexander lives there. Like, I think that's his. I don't know though. But we do need to bring in
Crazy.
Joe for the West Virginia speech.
100%.
Thanks for listening to the show. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Final Fourcast, or call us at 304-807-9098.
This has been another
John?
episode of the Final Forecast with me, your host Jay Flow. Got my guy Deshaun with me.
You're
Got my guy KJ, Kevin Jones with me. And our lovely co-host Ashley.
That's me.
Thank you for listening. Shout out to super producer Dave, who will be setting up Patreon immediately
I sent you updates in our note, John.
while during the show. That's what's up. That's why you're super producer Dave sometimes. But thanks for listening. Write us at the Final Forecast on Twitter or Instagram. Let us know your thoughts on everything. TBT situation, Israel, whatever you guys want to talk about, let us know. And if you want to sponsor the TBT, let us know, man. We can use that. It's expensive stuff having this team in a tournament with KJ's massages that he has to get every 2 hours on the hour.
Wow.
Deshaun's not playing.
Wow.
The standard massage is $60, but it's the extra stuff he adds on that costs more money. Kevin, how you dern?
I don't need to add on. It just comes. It's implied.
It's implied.
already,
It comes naturally.
it's already.
And on that
it's already.
bombshell, we're done.